What's up guys, ButtonTank here. I'm going to talk about Sonic R, a very controversial game from 1997 to today. This one kind of has a love-hate relationship where the main concept is awesome, but the little things are what degrades the quality of this game quite a bit. This has led to outbursts of different things on social media, but why is that? Well, let's get an introduction that's going to set our reasons for why this game is what it is. Well, I think it's safe to say that the Sega Saturn wasn't the best of times for Sega's console market. Time and time again, they tried for this blue hedgehog, but it just wasn't working out. Sonic 3D Blast came out for the Saturn, but that was already on the Sega Genesis. Sonic Jam was here, and it had its little help world with challenges, info, and game trailers, but it was minor because Sonic Jam's main concept was the re-release of Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles. So Sonic R had to step up to the plate and create something new and Sonic on the Saturn. They decided to go with a racing game, which in my opinion was a smart decision, as it was a good time to get a racing game up and running. But this wasn't racing as you'd think. I want you to tell me what the main purpose of Sonic is. His running speed, right? Well, why not make them have a foot race? Sounds like a great idea. So Sonic team got to work, but they were intrigued by the idea of having Traveler's Tales work with them because 1. They had already worked on Sonic 3D Blast, 2. They were already making a 3D graphics engine at the time. So that's when Traveler's Tales chose to rebuild a Formula 1 game for a Sonic one. Phase 2 of the Sonic project began development in 1997 with Phase 1 being Sonic Jam, its codename Sonic TT, the TT standing for Tourist Trophy. That was quite the step in the wrong direction. They almost named their kid-friendly Sonic game after a word that would get this video taken down. And also, this was probably the least cool racing game name they could have come up with. Traveler's Tales went headfirst into programming and implementation, whereas Sonic Team was to work on track design. One of the programmers actually stated that implementing the split screen was difficult because they feared cheating would be easy, so shortcuts had punishment if you were to get them wrong. June 1997 rolled around, and with that came Electronic Entertainment Expo with a prototype release of Sonic R. Shortly after, they threw a couple of screenshots of 40% of its progress in magazines. Most of the sneak peek stuff was going to be the final game stuff anyway. Richard Jacks was a composer who had already worked on Sonic 3D Blast for Sega Saturn and PC, so they got him to compose here too. TJ Davis was in charge of the vocals for the game, but I don't really care because I just turn off the vocals anyway. After all, they don't really fit with racing. When the game finally came out, there was confusion to be had. Critics said that the visuals were the spotlight here, but people didn't like how the unlockable characters were the pre-unlocked characters but robots. The controls and music were down the middle though. They said the controls were a bit tough to get used to, but once you did, you were set. They were also decisive about the music, saying it was a perfect fit for the Sonic style, or unbelievably annoying. Safe to say, they had literally no idea whether to like the game or not. Sonic R's main story is that Sonic and Tails are about to take a vacation, but they see an advertisement for a World Grand Prix. Sonic and Tails see that Dr. Robotnik is competing and has learned where the Chaos Emeralds are, so they, along with Knuckles and Amy, decide to compete. The main point of the game is to grab as many rings as humanly possible, find the ring gates, snag the Chaos Emeralds and S-Coins, and finish in first place to keep them. You can accelerate using up on the D-pad or the Excel button, the action button to jump, L and R to manually turn the camera when at a standstill, and adjustment to how far you want the camera to be from the characters. Resort Island is awesome because of the mostly straightforward course, but small shortcuts here and there. The ring gates are also just backed up against the wall, so getting to them is fairly easy, which is nice. The S-Coins here are in obscure places, but not so much where it's pretty tight to finish the race if you're used to how this game controls. Next up is Radical City, but this one isn't very fun. The first thing you'll find is that there are way too many branching paths, and it can get pretty confusing in your first playthrough. The S-Coins are put in okay spots, but there's not a lot of challenge to get to them besides this one at the bottom of the ledge. Regal Rune is another dud, sadly. They also managed to make the S-Coins easy to get, but the Chaos Emeralds a pain in the ass. Anyway, on to Reactive Factory, which I actually like. The S-Coins are fun to collect in this one. The Chaos Emeralds aren't though, as both of them have you waiting for them to come to a reachable area, and you better hope you don't accidentally go past them and have to turn around. The course still has a bunch of pathways, but I don't mind them since the shortcuts are pretty easy to get on. My only gripe is if you land in water when it's your first time going for the yellow Chaos Emerald, because you can kiss that first place goodbye. Next up is Radiant Emerald, which is unlocked by getting all Chaos Emeralds and S-Coins. This one is a lot like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64. No, not because of the seizure procedure going on here, but the fact that after a little while this gets pretty boring because of its length and simple course design, no matter how good the stage looks. But we don't just have the races here, we also have the time trials. Inside we find time trials regular, reverse, wait, get 5 balloons? Tag 4 characters? Yeah, I don't know why they decided to put this in time trials when it should have been in a different category. In Get 5 Balloons, you have to go around one of the regular courses of your choice and find 5 balloons hidden around. If you've played this enough, you can memorize where they spawn. In Tag 4 characters, you must go around the course of choice trying to touch the 4 other computer players. When you touch one, they will sit still until you've caught them all. Next up is multiplayer. It's exactly what you would expect. Split screen racing gameplay that works the same as single player with no compromises besides a little less peripheral vision depending on if you have a vertical or horizontal split screen. That's about it for the game. Time for me to share my opinions on it. The controls are a lot of fun when you get the hang of turning, and the camera isn't too bad either. The collectibles issued a fair challenge for the most part, and getting Supersonic was cool because he would have already been pretty close to being at the end, so he's kinda there for fun. Get 5 balloons was pretty cool since you got a heavy incentive to look for collectibles in the main game anyway. I was also glad to see that the split screen worked well too. The unlockable S-Coin characters were pretty lame though. I also never really liked Tag either because it always just felt like the only course made for it was Resort Island. And there will always be the glaring issue that this game has some pretty god-awful turning, and the libs can be frustrating as well. But I don't think that's any reason to kick this game down while it's still bleeding. You can get used to this game fairly easily. The crappy characters besides Supersonic can just be ignored as well, so altogether this game isn't half bad. It's not even close to one of the best Sonic games, but it deserves credit where credit is due because it accomplished what it was trying to be, a kick-ass racing game. And with that folks, is gonna wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting all the funny buttons down below the video. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers with 400 hours of watch time a year, so you guys already know what to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.